Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mike with the Traveling Trucker. I got a really good video to show you guys. A lot of you have really liked the Netgear Nighthawk M6 mod that I showed you how to do in one of my previous videos, which basically explained how you could change the IMEI number on that device and get unlimited hotspot with your carrier without using any of the hotspot data on your particular tablet plan or maybe even phone plan. So I finally got my hands on the SUNCOMM 8 Ultra. I believe that's what it's called. And pretty soon I'm going to be posting an unboxing video as well as how to set up the device just like you would with the Nighthawk. This is a lot easier to do and you're going to have no issues whatsoever. You don't need to pay for anything, whereas on the Nighthawk you had to pay for DC unlocker, which it wasn't much, maybe 30 bucks. But this setup here, guys, it is so easy to do. You just order it, watch the video. It'll take you maybe 2 minutes to fully get it set up. And once again, like the last one, all you're gonna need is an IMEI number. So in this video, I want to talk about the actual device and how it's been working so far. But before we start, I'd like to show you this the new modem and the old one that I was using. You know, just to show you, this was the Nighthawk M6 Pro. It's got the battery in it right now. It is not plugged in and it is not wired, as you can see there. If you got my Wi-Fi password and you happen to be near me, you are more than welcome to use it. Anyways, this is the old device. And now I'm going to show you the new device. And let's see if I can do that. If you look up right here, this is the new modem. This is the SUNCOMM 8 Ultra. And as you can see, I have it mounted up on the wall. It's got 4 antennas for cellular and 4 antennas for Wi-Fi, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It's got, let me see, a 2.5 gigabit per second Ethernet port, as well as 2 1 gigabit Ethernet ports, which is extremely handy. I actually have my TV hardwired directly to that, and it does make a huge difference. So if you're somebody who likes to game, maybe you can do that. If you're in a camper and you just need Wi-Fi, or you're in a truck like myself and you need Wi-Fi, this is going to work awesome. I mean, I can't say enough about this. The speed test that I do on my cell phone, which is through T-Mobile, and the speed test that I do on this modem, they are both from T-Mobile. Just as a reference, I am using a Pixel 9 Pro, the XL, Pixel 9 Pro XL. And let me just say, the speeds on this modem are a good 5 times faster for the most part. It is always significantly faster than what my phone can produce. And the reason for that is this has a top-of-the-line modem. This is the SDX 75, I believe it is, made from Qualcomm. This same exact modem is in this device. So this is a huge plus. But in a minute, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the features, and then I will have links in the description down below that will help you set it up so that you have unlimited hotspot and you don't need to be paying for home internet service through T-Mobile or whichever carrier they use it. I'm not sure, but my goal is to help you guys, especially truck drivers and RVs that are in a terrible situation where they just can't get their hands on Wi-Fi and they need a really good solution. This solution here cost about $400, and I know that's a lot, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the best of the best. This thing is awesome. There's only one other one out there that could compete with this, and to be honest with you, I just don't think that it's worth twice the cost. And I will show you how to set this thing up, so you don't even need to worry about it. So give me a minute, we'll hop right into it. All right, so before I start talking about everything with it, I just want to show you how I got it mounted up. This is real simple. Even with an RV, it's just 2 screws, one on each side. That holds the whole unit up. There's actually little notches behind it that you can slide it down. And what I did to prevent it from bouncing around is I just put a screw there, you can see, just at the top, just so that it can't bounce around. It'll move a little bit, but basically I got to pull that screw out in order to actually remove the whole unit. But I will show you some of it real quick. This is 5G plus. It supports 5G UC. It actually supports like every single band, at least with T-Mobile. There it is, the SUNCOMM 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi 6 router. Then we got on both sides, there's just antenna ports for your Wi-Fi. And same thing on this side, antenna ports for the Wi-Fi. And then up here, I try to squeeze this through here. We have a reset button, a mesh button, which I haven't quite figured out what that one's for. You can see back there, there's a SIM card port, and then actually right next to it is another SIM card port. So this does support dual SIM, which is great because if you need to use 2 different service providers, you're going to be able to use 2 separate SIM cards and actually program this unit to use whichever one that, you know, has better signal. And you can set it up to do it all automatic. This one here that's flashing is the 2.5 gigabit per second LAN or WAN, which means that this you could have your house, your regular house internet plugged in here directly, but then still install a SIM card and essentially use this as what they would call a failover, where if your home internet goes down, it will switch over to the SIM card. And then we've got, they're a little bit hard to see, but there are 2 more Ethernet jacks there, so you have a total of 3. And then all the way in the back, which I don't know if I can show you or not, but there is a power adapter. And that's pretty much it, but I just wanted to show you that before we get into it. Another key point here is this area is a fan, which is a huge plus because these things, a lot of times they overheat, especially with the old, you know, the old Nighthawk M6 that I was using. This would occasionally overheat. So I had to remove the battery entirely and keep the cover off of it just so it could breathe. But let me just tell you guys, this thing was like $400 and so was this. And this puts this unit just to shame. So let's get into it. So before we talk about everything here, I want to go through the user interface. Now I have mine set up to go to 192.168.1.1. But I wanted to show you the back end and how simple this is, because I mean this is really handy, especially if you're not sure what you're doing here. And as you can see, it gives you some system info, like the particular model is an O8 Ultra from SUNCOMM. We got some other information on firmware, WAN status, that is if you were using another modem attached to this to use it as a router. And we even got CPU and memory usage, which is pretty cool. And I'll go over the specs of this device here in a little bit. At the top row here, we have 7 devices connected. And then it shows, you know, the devices are connected to the modem. And then the internet is currently through LTE. Now, this would normally say 5G, but the particular area I'm in actually has really bad service. And I did a speed test and I was only getting 5 megabytes down on my cell phone, but when I connected to Wi-Fi, I was somewhere around 35, which is really awesome, honestly. It's just a bad service area. I am using T-Mobile, but I do want to go through some of these options and just show you here. This is the internet tab. We have WAN mode, which is basically saying what do you want to use that 2.5 gigabyte Ethernet port for. I picked LAN so that I could use the port for other devices, whereas you would pick WAN if you were trying to use this device to act as a router for your house. Then we're going to go ahead into our 5G. This is our 5G. I mean, check this out, guys. We got a lot of stuff, and this right here just makes this unit, oh man, I mean, look, you got your 5G, you've got APN settings, we all got those. SIM selection, so you can program settings. TTL, which is a very important option here. This menu will help you with hiding your tethering usage with some of the carriers, and I will talk about that in the setup video as well. AT, this is AT commands that you're going to be doing to the actual modem. You don't have to do any of that, but it is an advanced feature and it's extremely handy to have it. So if you're tech savvy, this is cool. This menu here will also allow you to change your IMEI, and they did set it up so it's easy. We have band locking and cell tower locking, which is awesome. I mean, if you're in an area where you have a cell tower that's gonna have, you know, maybe bad internet speeds, but it's closer to you, and then there's a tower further away that has worse signal but has much faster speeds, you can actually use these two options and force this modem to only connect to the ones you want. So that is an awesome feature. PIN is for your SIM card. USSD, I'm not too sure which of that one was. Traffic indicator, if you want to monitor your traffic. Texting, yeah, believe it or not, you can send and receive text messages. IP pass-through, if you have a plan that will support that. That's a little bit confusing. And we even got fan control settings, so that's pretty cool. We've got Wi-Fi here. You can see, you know, you can set band aggregation and basically link them up, and that's what I did. So I essentially have one network name, and it is 5G and 2.4G, so that's pretty handy. Then we've also got our advanced menu, which just has a ton of other features. I mean, check this out, guys. We got VPN, Open VPN. You can set this up as a client or a server, which is really handy if you want to connect this modem to one of your VPN networks, which I probably will do later, and I'll make a video on that, how I did that. But we got smart quality of service, guest networks, if you want to create secondary guest networks. And this feature is really handy, honestly. I get into it in another video. We do have remote web, firewall, and tons of other settings here. So let's go ahead and get to these specs. Alright guys, so I'm going to read off some of these things here and some important things. First off, we'll go into power. This unit is going to use a maximum of 2 amps on a 12 volt connection, so that's going to come out to 24 watts as its maximum draw. So this unit isn't going to use a lot of your power. Now I run this thing non-stop, so you're not going to need to worry about that. Even if your truck or your RV is off, that's not going to be an issue. A few things that I do want to mention. This particular modem is using the RM551E chip, which is in fact an SDX75 made by Qualcomm. This unit does have the dual SIM cards as well as the cooling fan, which is really handy and it's something that you want, you know. I will show you guys the bands that are supported on this. I will find that documentation to just kind of show you it on my end. And then we're just going to go over some basic things here. It does support Wi-Fi AX, so you're going to get, you know, your fastest throughput through a Wi-Fi connection, which is going to be very similar to, say, an Ethernet cable, right? What else? We got 600 megabits per second throughput on 2.4 gigahertz, and we have 2,400 megabits per second on the 5 gigahertz. This does support mesh. I am not 100% sure how exactly this works, but from my understanding, if you have multiples of these units around your RV, you would be able to link them together and they all act as the same thing and use the same exact Wi-Fi. Your phone would just kind of seamlessly move over from one to the other. I did mention in the previous section here about the VPN. It does support PPTP, L2TP, WireGuard, GRE, and of course OpenVPN. That did have a separate option for that. As far as the specs on the particular device, as far as its speed, I will have to pull that up because I believe that on that one I did have to ask, and if I remember correctly, it was 256 megabytes of RAM and 128 megabytes of memory. I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm gonna have to pull that one up later. What else do we got? We have the 3 LAN ports. We got a reset button, firewalls. You know, from my understanding, it looks like this unit is running at some type of open WRT software. I'm sure if you're tech savvy and you want to convert it to a full open WRT, I don't see why that's not possible. I have not confirmed it. Range, Wi-Fi range, you know, it's hard to say for sure because it's always going to depend where you are, but what I can tell you is with this Wi-Fi unit up mounted on this wall, I am able to go all the way to the back of the trailer and still get signal and use the internet just fine. That the trailer is 53 feet long. I'm sure that your RV is not longer than 53 feet, and you know, that's just the trailer. So I've gone further than that, and I don't have any issue whatsoever as far as getting a connection to it. So if you're looking for something long range with all these antennas mounted on it, I mean, you're gonna get a good chunk of range. You most likely wouldn't need to get a second one to do a mesh unit. But if you do want one, that's up to you, and maybe you'll get a little bit better speeds when you're further away from the main one. What else here? So we went over all that. Power consumption, the Wi-Fi range, like I said, is actually pretty good. I actually could park the truck near my house, and I was able to connect to the Wi-Fi in the truck from inside my house. So again, really good. Another thing I want to mention is you can only really get this unit from, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correct, but Alibaba. I have never ordered from this until recently, and I gotta say my experience was awesome. I would definitely buy from them again. You do have to keep in mind that these products are usually coming from China. You may have some tariff charges with everything going on right now in the US. At least I'm over here in the United States. But, you know, I would not be worried about it whatsoever. You know, I ordered it, and I would say it took, I think, like about a week and a half to 2 weeks total. And then it was already here. And that's pretty fast when you think it's coming over, you know, international over the seas. So I can't complain at all in there. Reliability, with being in a moving vehicle, the hotspot that the night gear hotspot, this unit would constantly overheat, shut down, or even if I was driving down the road, the signal would get weak, it would disconnect, and for some reason every now and then it just didn't want to reconnect, so I'd have to unplug it, plug it back in. The SUNCOMM modem that we're talking about now, I have not had that issue. I have lost service in a few areas. It seems to have no issue with reconnecting back to a tower once it does come within range of one. It has only been a week or so of testing, so, you know, I'm not 100% sure if I'm just getting lucky, but I would say that based off of the quality of it and how everything's been on it so far, I'm going to say that it's just going to reconnect like it has been the past week. So that is a huge plus for somebody who's traveling and still wants that Wi-Fi connection. Build quality, it's all metal case. The quality is great. I mean, I can't even find any imperfections on it. They did an awesome job building this unit. I have not taken it apart. I don't want to avoid any warranties or anything, but I can tell just looking through the vent holes on it that it's definitely got a good chunk of hardware in it. It's not just a big case with very little components in it. So I think that's awesome. Another thing to talk about is, since this does have a modem in it, you have it set up, and let's say 2 years down the road, the SDX75 is not the newest thing and you want to upgrade, you can just buy the actual chip, the modem itself. Like, you could buy an SDX85 when it came out, and you can just put that right in here, and set it up and you'll be good to go. You don't actually need to buy a whole new modem. So basically what I'm saying here is this unit is actually upgradable. So that is another huge plus. One more thing I really want to talk about is the customer service. Most of you guys think that, okay, well, it's from China, the customer service is going to be awful. I have been working with Harvey, and if you message on Alibaba, you're most likely going to get Harvey. Awesome. I cannot say enough. I mean, look here. I got a whole thread going on. I've talked a lot about the different features and trying to learn, and they even helped me out. Even helped out removing some of the tariff costs. So that was extremely handy. I really have not experienced customer service this good in a long time. Unfortunately, it's sad, and I'm sure you've been in the same boat as well. But Harvey, I appreciate everything you did, Harvey. Thank you so much. And guys, I'm going to show you a few little quick screenshots of different speed tests that I've done that I'm going to throw in here. One will be from the phone, and one will be with Wi-Fi on that same phone. Do a couple screenshots just to kind of show you the speed difference between the Pixel 9 Pro and the Pixel 9 Pro XL versus this modem. And you're going to see yourself that the speed difference is very significant. Now, just keep in mind, my tests are in all different kinds of areas around the US, so, it's going to vary for you in particular, but the idea here is that you're seeing my cell phone can't even get speeds that are remotely close to this actual unit. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video, and I really appreciate you guys watching this, and I hope that I've answered some questions, and hopefully you make that decision to not get the Nighthawk M6 Pro and instead get this really awesome modem. I mean, I'm telling you right now, you won't regret it. But check out the description. I will post all of the links, especially to the video how to set it up and the unboxing video, plus a little bit more information. I always try to leave detailed info in the description for you guys. If for some reason you can't find what you're looking for, just leave a message down in the comment. I'm really good about replying back. It may take me up to a day, but I usually reply within an hour. I will try to help you with any questions that you have, and I will also be putting the link to where exactly you can buy this so that you don't have to worry about if it's some kind of scam link or anything like that. I will show the actual Alibaba link. Again, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. I am so close to monetization, and with your help, guys, I'm planning on doing more reviews of electronics, as well as some videos of just driving around, things that happen out here on the road, and some 360 videos of the truck as well. So thanks again, guys. Take it easy.